Have you ever heard the word metanoia? One stunning model of metanoia is shared with us in the first reading today from the Acts of the Apostles. The Greek word for knowledge is gnosis, so it's noia. That's the root of the second part of metanoia. And the other half is meta, which means more, or much larger, or beyond. Metanoia then refers to an experience that carries you beyond anything that you knew before to another experience of reality and truth. St. Catherine of Siena said about St. Paul, our dear preacher, he was a wolf who became a lamb, a gracious vessel of love and fire, which Christ filled his vessel with and carried through the whole world. So that's one part of metanoia. The other part is the experience that lifts us out of our sense of being alien, not at home in our own skin, not at home with who we really are. St. Paul says, after maturing in the grace of metanoia, he says, it is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. It is when Christ is able to help us put aside our ego, our own agenda, our selfish plans, and fill us with love for God, that he creates us as a product of his own thought, that this God who loves us into existence and who wishes to dwell within us, it is then that we become a new self, a true self, a self converted by grace. Think of John Newton, the slave trader who underwent his own conversion like Paul and was able to sing Amazing Grace. How sweet the sound that saved and set me free. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. I was blind, but now I see. First, Paul was blinded by the light of revelation on the road to Damascus, and stunned by the Lord's searing question, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? So first, metanoia blinds us, and then second, it makes the scales fall from Paul's eyes, from our eyes. Often God grasps us by the lapels through difficulty, trials, illness, even tragedy, just to get our attention, and then staggers like us, like Saul, staggers us with blinding light so that, like us, like Paul, Saul, we fall to the ground. And then the Lord follows up with another, more beautiful experience of letting us experience all of life in a new way, a more wonderful and joyful way. May the God of grace and mercy fill us with humility and joy today. Paul, he was a wolf who became a lamb. There is hope for all of us in God's grace.